Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning back in. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite lures out there, and that's a jig. More specifically, I had a YouTube comment asking me if I could only have 3 jigs, what would they be? So today I'm going to share with you the 3 jigs, if I was only allowed to have 3 jigs, the 3 jigs that I would choose, the trailers I would use with them, and the color combinations for each. I've probably caught thousands of bass on these 3 baits. I've won a ton of money using them, and if you were only going to allow me to use 3, I think these would be the 3 that I would go with. Just absolute fish catchers, all 3 of these. And I think they do a really good job of covering different techniques, different water clarities, different depth zones, different species. These 3 kind of do it all for everything. So let's dive right into that. The first one that I would have to choose is a swim jig. A swim jig is such a versatile bait to me. You can skip it into the thickest of cover, you can burn it across the surface, you can fish it around all types of grass vegetation, you can even fish them deeper if you want. You can even kind of flip them around and fish them more like a traditional jig. But if I'm going with a swim jig, this is the one that I'm going with. This is the Core Tackle Goldilocks color 4/0 3/8 ounce swim jig, and I've got it paired up with a Reaction Innovation skinny dipper. I cut the top inch off, thread it up on. This is an absolute fish catcher. You get more side to side roll out of this swim jig than any other swim jig on the market. It's just one of those baits that for me, I sling this thing around when I'm covering a ton of water. It's just extremely versatile. If you've got fish that are feeding on bluegill, fish that are feeding on shad, a swim jig is a great bait for that. It works from down in Florida all the way up north. I have just caught tons and tons of bass on these baits. I really like them for fishing clear water when you're fishing them around isolated cover or floating docks. I love them for fishing on rivers. If I've got smallmouth or spotted bass, this color drives them wild. If you're fishing any sort of moving water and current, a swim jig is great bait for that. If you've got a shad spawn, you got to have it. If you're fishing around grass, you got to have it. It's just, this is such a dynamite, versatile bait that I absolutely love. I think a lot of people don't recognize how good a swim jig is, even in situations where you would be fishing just a straight boot tail swim bait. You want to add a little bit more bulk to your boot tail swim baits and fish them in the same clear water situations, open water. Try fishing a swim jig. You might be surprised. The average size bass that you catch goes up. But it does not matter if you're talking largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass. Swim jigs are one of the best baits out there. They are time proven, and that one specifically is my absolute favorite. Next up, I gotta just have a standard traditional pitching jig. But if I'm going to have a pitching jig, I generally like something that's a little bit more compact, and this is one I've been throwing for years now and I absolutely love. This is the Dirty Jigs Luke Clausen Compact Pitching Jig. So there's several things about it that I like. It's a little bit more of a compact design with a weight placement that allows the bait to sit a little bit more horizontal. You've also got the perpendicular line tie or cross eye to the jig hook, which I like for flipping around wood. But this bait is just really good at fishing anywhere, and the trailer is not on there good, but if you're fishing anywhere where you would be throwing a traditional jig, so if you've got, you know, your wood, your laydown, skipping around docks, it's just a really compact design that sets up really well for fishing all of your hard targets, but you can also fish it through grass really well. I've done really good fishing these deeper on ledges, stroking it just as a traditional, you know, jig where you would actually pop it to get it off the bottom. Really good from that standpoint. This is the color, the Okeechobee 420 color. If you can see it, it's kind of a green pumpkin with some black, with some blue flake. And then I would pair this up with a 3-inch Berkley Pit Boss. I personally prefer the black and blue color. In this situation, I think it looks really well. You could also throw on a green pumpkin if you want, but this is just one of those baits that kind of, from a color standpoint, they nailed it where you can cover your black and blues, but you get your green pumpkins. You throw that 3-inch Pit Boss on it, you have a nice compact jig that still generates really good bites. comes through the cover like butter. It's just a really, really good jig that I have had a ton of success on ever since it came out. And then last but not least, I feel like you got to have a finesse jig. A finesse jig for those situations where the fish are just really in a lethargic mood, your really cold water situations, your really clear water situations. A finesse jig still generates really good bites, but a lot of times you're just looking to get more bites, and that's where a finesse jig like this Picasso little spotty tungsten jig comes into play. Several things that I love about this. One, it's a compact profile. It's tungsten, so if you're fishing around rock, you get a little bit more sound out of it. They've got the titanium weed guard on this, so it snaps right back into place. It's just the perfect weed guard placement. They've got a smaller, finer rubber on the skirt, so it just swims a little bit better. And then I like to pair this one up with a Berkley Maxcent little Super Trooper trailer. So this is the one that's got little kicker claws on it. Generally, I will trim, this is a brand new one, I will trim the skirt just a little bit to shorten it up. Just a really small profile. The fish have a hard time turning it down. This color is it's the orange and green pumpkin color. And then you mix it up with just your green pumpkin little Super Trooper trailer. Just generates a lot of bites. It's just one of those baits that if you're gonna have a jig, you want to have a really small little finesse jig as well, and the little spotty is the killer on that. I'll put links for all of these to Tackle Warehouse, so if you want to support the channel and you want to get better at fishing jigs, these are some of the, I don't think I could give you a better jig combination to help you catch more fish and to help give you confidence fishing a jig, because these three are dynamite. Like, these are my tournament setups. I go all over the country with these and I catch them. So hopefully this answers the question. If you enjoyed this, I can do this with other videos as well. It actually is not as easy as you would think to pull 3 jigs out. If you asked me for 3 crankbaits, it would take me a while to figure that out too. But I enjoy doing this. I actually think it's helpful for both the viewers. It's also helpful for me because it just gets my head thinking about fishing. And right now it's snowing outside, so thinking about fishing down south where it's warmer is what I need right now. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow.